Okay, so this is a cast crankshaft out of a 440 Mopar, and this is a B&M SFI flex plate. And as you can clearly see, it says right there engine side, so I've got it facing the engine side. Of course, the crankshaft's on the engine, and it's got the notch for the cast crank because the torque converter does not have weights on it. And you'll see it says tap right there. What that's about, the hole in the torque converter where this converter lug threads were damaged, so I tapped it. Just tapped it, I didn't re-drill it, just simply ran a tap through it to clean the threads up. Got it marked how it came off with the yellow paint when I tried to install it on the engine in the car, and I couldn't get this hole here to line up. One hole is off. As you can plainly see, that's not right, and it will not thread up. And I have been told that you cannot kind of oval the hole a little bit. So let me get it. I got another converter. This is a 3200 stall, which is perfect for what the combination is. I can put the stock converter up and see if it's any closer. If it is, then we'll know we got a converter here that's got a bad lug. And I just noticed this bolt here is not going in right either. Interesting. Alrighty, so if you're saying, well, you just need to rotate it around till you find it lining up correctly, and that's not correct. That's the reason for the yellow paint mark. I've already done that, and that was the closest one. So here you see the yellow paint mark is back over this way. I've rotated it clockwise all the way around to the 9 o'clock position, and you can see this one is lining up. This one here is not. That one there ain't even nowhere near close. This one here is off. So we'll put it back where it was. Okay, that's the correct. Get it back in there. That's the only way I can get it lined up, and it's off just a hair. So let's go around one complete turn here. All right, so that one there is lined up. This one here ain't even nowhere near it. That one there is way off too. And that one's off, so that's not it. All right, now we're 180 degrees. And that one, get this one lined up. That one, you can barely see the bolt hole. This one here, the bolt hole's lined up pretty good. That one there, you can barely see the bolt hole. So we're right back to where when I started the video here. It's this segment of the video. So we got a converter that's not right. And of course I bought it used, so we're going to have to send it somewhere and get it fixed. This is a high dollar converter, probably $450-$500 converter. High dollar for a mild street strip car. Let me put another converter down and try it. Okay, that's the converter we just tried. That's the 3200. I think it's a 9M, maybe it's 9.5. This is the stock converter. This is the converter, I'm leaking tranny fluid. This is the converter I took out right here of the car. And just at 2,000 RPMs, it was all I could install. Anything more than that, it pushed through the beams at its actually staging beams. So I was hoping to use this 3200 so I could install it up to about 2400. The car I think would launch really good, but I ran the bolts in here just to make sure. This is the converter I took out. Now, obviously, this is the wrong flex plate. This is for a non-weighted, and this is a weighted flex plate. But the combination I had with this, with the flex plate, the engine, I know it works. That's what came out. So I'm just trying to make sure, verify that it's not a bad flex plate, a defective flex plate, that it is converter. The lugs on the converter aren't correct, which is what I think is the case. So we're going to try this flex plate on this converter. If everything lines up right, then we've eliminated the flex plate. All right, let's try it. And there you have it. As you can see, it went right in. All the bolts are tight. Well, not tight. Everything went in just fine. So it's still on the engine side. That bolt's in good. That one's in good. So this converter is just one of these lugs is just not correct. It's the defect from the factory. How that got through, I don't know. But probably just needs to have the lug cut off, whichever lug that we determine is bad, is not right. And I would say I wouldn't let a general welder do that. I would say somebody's a torque converter company would need to do that. Make sure they got it centered correctly. And but anyway, crank bolts are in good and tight, so there's no play there. And it bolted. This is the stock converter. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to run the stock converter this year. All the changes I made to the engine, it's got a mild cam, somewhere in the neighborhood of 230 duration, I think 480 lift. It ain't much. And it's got oh god, it ain't got very much compression, maybe 8.5 and 8 3/4 to 1. Very mild motor. And I really thought that 3200 stall converter here would allow me to stall it at about 24, which would help. Currently has a 410 gear in it. It's about 3,200 pounds with driver, big block Mopar, and 400 cubic inch based. Real budget friendly package, nothing crazy. Now I figured it'd run high sevens, which would be good enough for me, and it may still run with the, like I said, I put a different set of heads on, a little bit better heads. Other than that, everything's the same. So it may still run high sevens. It ran low eights before, so with the heads, and I removed about 50 pounds of weight. So I don't know, we'll see. Around an 808, I think, was the best it ever ran. 808, 807. So I got a 456 gear I can put in it too if I need to. But I'd like to run in the sevens, I really would. But man, that's a shame. So anyway, that solves that problem. So like I said, I've got the correct flywheel flex plate for this converter, and I know I ran it before, so I know it's good. So I just wanted to rule out that this particular flex plate was bad, because I've never run this particular flex plate before. I bought this one brand new. So unfortunately, I think we've got our answer. Folks, hit that like button, and that really helps us out a lot. And scroll down, look at some of the other videos we got. We got all kinds of content on here, and we got way too many project cars and lots of cool stuff. And we got junkyard crawls, racing stuff, stuff we're fixing around the shop. We show you how we're fixing it. I just showed you how to check a flex plate. So all kinds of neat stuff that we do. Scroll down. We do a lot of car shows too. If you see something you like, watch that video, hit the like on that too. That really helps us out a lot. So appreciate all of you. The views have picked up substantially, and everything's going good, and I really appreciate it. Bob out.